Perhaps you are on the crossroads of profession, you are weighing the pros and cons of each, you don't know which one to take. And it's quite vital decisions because otherwise you're wasting your time, your energy, and then after a decade you can be disappointed. So we believe there is a micro and macro connection. So there are some nature signs which are helping us to determine that, and this is called astrology. The second point is that we believe that Vedic astrology is the best and original school because it has more advanced tools like Arudas, the dashas, the vargas, the remedies, and we believe that career choice is not only the subjective but is also an outcome of interaction with society. So we would need also to use the additional charts which are called vargas, and the vargas are very sensitive to time. So these are the assumptions we must take into account when we want to use Vedic astrology to help us to determine that decision. To make it all easy, we need to rectify chart of fortune, chart of career, and then we have to use a special ways to determine the job, and this we'll be doing in that 7-step video. So let's roll the intro and start the investigation. First thing is quite essential. Are you even looking at the proper house when you try to determine the profession? Because the ascendant shows only you, and the career is not only outcome of your whims. It is also like the common point between what you want to do and also what society can give you. Therefore, in traditional astrological texts, we can take ascendant as reference point, so we can count houses from ascendant, but also we can take the other planet as the ascendant and count the houses from there. And this may show how the blessings are coming to us. The blessing from society will be seen from the moon. So the karma is that nice interaction, that intersection between the subject, the native, and also the socio-economic circumstances. So my observation is that people who are coming to astrology are seeing some patterns, not only in the psychological makeup, but also in something which is outside of them. And most astrologers would take the 10th house because this is what the text says. 10th house is about career. So let's take as an example this chart of a professional boxer, Floyd Patterson, and we will go through each of these steps. So if we would take the 10th house, it would be Saturn there, right? 10th Lord in 10th house. Nothing Saturnian related to that, at least nothing as a pure Saturn, which is usually showing some maintenance, or it could also show the physical work, some menial jobs. And some of you would take the Rahu, which is the 10th Lord. This is with the Venus, and the Rahu with Venus also is not pointing towards this boxing career. So we are off here. Then we can say, is the Jyotisha the poetic narrative, which has nothing to do with the objective reality? And we could take maybe the 6th house, maybe the 5th house. There are many options. And for sports, we would need to find Mercury Mars. So whatever we will find, it has to be connected to that Mercury Mars. Al2D1 is the lens in the camera, which is only showing you, and at most you can guess what's happening outside of you based on your reaction. The moon in the D1, it will still shows you, but it will filter out those reactions on your face which are caused by the society. So let's try that out. 10th from the moon. Do we have any connection to Mercury and Mars? Exactly, this is the Virgo where Mercury and Mars are placed. Just from this example, we can see that the 10th from moon is better proposition to estimate the profession. Let's take the moon in your chart, count 10 houses from there, see the Lord. You can even see the Navamsha sign, like in my case, it's 10 from the moon is Venus. Venus in the Scorpio Navamsha, which can show people into esoterics or metaphysical things. So that would be the first thing which will get us close. We have 4 more. And then you may think, okay, but this astrologer is recommending this detailed approach, this analytical approach, this Mars type of Vedic astrology. But he is putting us backwards, because now if we take the moon as reference point, it will give the same results for people born in the same second and half a day. Ascendant was at least 2 hours. That's true. We have to see some points in the chart which are changing much faster, because that will reflect the reality. We can see that people born in the same 2-hour span, not all of them will have the same profession. So we have to adjust our approach to that observation. Others, when they see this discrepancy between what's going on in real life and the chart, they are going to the nakshatra Lord, they are going to various dispositors, they see the Bhava chart. A little bit we move the planets in the other house. Maybe we'll use another system which will move that planet to the other house to justify it. So they are going through something which I call the astrological panic attack. But at least they diagnose the problem right. The rasi is not fully showing what's going on. We need to employ the other charts. And traditionally we use 2 Navamsha and Dashamsa to estimate the profession. But if you start dabbling with the Varga charts, the cons is that you need to rectify them, because the first observation would be that, oh my God, they are so sensitive to time. Only if I add 2 minutes, the ascendant is changing, and then the whole scenario is also different. But that would be a good step to make. Open your Varga charts, see what is going on there, and be at least familiar with those positions, and that would be the first step to rectify the ascendant. Some of them will be right, some of them will be wrong, depending also how accurate is your time written in that hospital record or the birth certificate or source like parents. All right, so we get to know that 10th house from the moon is much better, but then we see the problematic that we have to use the Vargas and then we have to rectify them. To remind you, we need the Navamsha, especially because it shows nicely the skills and the wealth of the person. And we need to the Dashamsa chart because that is showing very nicely what you're exactly doing in your profession. Are you a freelancer? Are you doing business? Are you employed? This cannot be answered with the rasi chart. We need the Dashamsa for that. So how to be sure you are looking at the proper Navamsha? Because as said, it can be wrong for you. It's 10 or 15 minutes sensitive time. So for example, it could be 10:20 you have in the birth certificate, but Navamsha is changing after 10:21. So in fact, you could be born 10:22. So in reality, you have a different Navamsha chart. So you need to check that to be sure. And why this is so important? Because some may think, okay, at least it is somewhat accurate. But the problem is that this is not linear thing. It is threshold things. If it's changing few degrees, then it will go to completely different sign. And that sign and the meaning of that sign can be totally different than the other sign. For example, something between 6:30 may go to Scorpio, something after 6:40 degree can go to Sagittarius. Now, Scorpio could be your 6th house, Sagittarius could be 7th house. These are totally different meanings. 6th house is being single. In Navamsha, 7th house is about marriage, coming together, meeting someone. Completely different thing. So we can see it's not linear. There are some demarcation points, some threshold steps which are changing the outcome. Therefore, it's so important because you can be totally wrong if it's only few degrees wrong. So what would be those two things? First of all, what are the common events in our life? It is the relationship, marriage. This is quite good proposition. The second is about health concerns. And even if you're not married, you can see the start of relationships and any serious health issues you had. You see which planet were active at the time and set the Navamsha in such a way that relationship start or marriage point are in 7th house activation. So planets should be in 7th house or lording 7th house. And the health concerns relate to 8 or 12. So this is working quite good. Just by these two things, you can rectify your Navamsha. By the way, if you see it's all overwhelming and if you want me to help you analyze and go through all these steps in your chart, then you may consider booking a consultation. The link is in the description. Okay, so you try to do those steps. You have your Navamsha chart. You are going through these events. And suddenly you see, oh, it's not showing up so easily. These planets are not even close to my 7 or 8, 12 houses because there are also different tools to see which planet was active at the specific time. These are called the dashas. And many people are just using the standard Vimshottri for everyone. And this is showing generally how the whole society is working. So it's good for trends to see what's going on. But also you have your own train, which is going on your specific to your psyche or to your karma tracks. These are called variation Vimshottri. So for health, the moon Vimshottri is quite good, but for the marriage and other events, it is better to use the variation Vimshottri. It's like you think you are going to Berlin by train, the Google Maps is giving you the way to Munich. Oh my God. So it is joking. It is giving you totally different cities. And if you try to localize your path using the Munich Google Maps, then it is only confusion and you can do a lot of blunders. So in your software, if your moon is in 8 or 12, try to use the Adhana Vimshottri. See how this is reflecting your events. If you have moon in 3rd and 11, Utpana Vimshotri, and if you have moon in 2nd or 6th, try to use like Kshema Vimshotri. If your moon, however, is loaded by Atma Karaka, then we need to use the Kevala Vimshotri. It is when the nakshatra of that planet is the starting point. So now if we take the same chart with the proper dasha, with the Kevala dasha for this, because he has Atma Karaka lording the moon, we will see that everything makes sense. He has Saturn, Sun, the marriage. They are in the 7th house, and the death was exactly in the moon, Rahu, Jupiter. Rahu is in the 12th in sign loaded by Jupiter. Or someone could say, he has 10th lord in the 10th house. Let's use Chatura City Samadasha. Yes, you can also use that. Venus, Saturn marriage. Venus is in the Saturn sign, and it's the 7th lord. And the demise was in Jupiter. Jupiter lords the 12th house. And of course, for those living, we cannot use the death. We are using the serious health concerns or any health problems. Even the accidents will work and things like that. By the way, yesterday I recorded the video about AI, how the softwares or the Astrodata may give us the wrong years. So it's good to also double check it with the ChatGPT. And here is the one example, because here the demise is showing 2016, whereas in fact it was 2006. So if your Atma Karaka, the planet with highest degree, is dispositor of your moon, then start the Vimshotri from that planet's nakshatra. It will give you much better results. Okay, so we have a proper timing. We can rectify the Navamsha. So now we have the proper chart. Then if you open the Navamsha, you try to do it. You try to connect that Mercury in the Martial sign, which shows boxing, to the 10th house of career. You see they are nowhere there. Mercury is in 8th in Scorpio. 10th is the Capricorn. And there is no planetary aspects. And you may say, oh, I'm not using the sign aspects because I'm the Parashari Jyotisha. There are those divisions, Parashari, Jaimini, Jyotishas. But in fact, there was one school, and we are using everything in Parashara, everything in Jaimini Sutras together. But you have to understand the proper context, what you are doing with those signs. For example, the Rasi is quite good for Jadatma, for the dead things like money, career life. So we can see if we use the sign aspect, so you have to master this to be able to see the connection to the 10th house. Scorpio is aspecting the Capricorn because all fixed signs are aspecting the movable signs, except the closest one. It's like someone is one to give you the gold by throwing. But would you say, oh, I'm not accepting it. If you throw it, you need to give it me directly. It's not true. Any gold is good. So also the aspect counts for determining the career. Even if there is a planet in the 10th house, like here we see Venus is there, but still that Mercury and Mars decided the career. Even if he got the debut, the start becoming pro in dasha of Saturn, Venus. So this is also argument that this Navamsha is right because Venus is in 10th. But that Venus will not determine the profession. It was Mercury in that martial sign. And this is because that line will repeat in the Rasi chart and in the Dashamsa. So we are not taking what is close, but what is repeating. So you can see how many errors could be done till now. We could take 10th house from the Lagna, we could take wrong dasha, so we would make mistake in rectifying the chart, and then if we try to rectify it based on the planetary aspect, we could not include the Rasi Drishti, so that also would be wrong. But let's say we did it right to that point, and now we are opening Dashamsa. This is the final chart, because it shows the exact profession dynamics. Because without that, Mercury and Mars can still give us architecture, it could give us the surgeon, it could give us someone who is doing something related to design, which also have a lot of technical aspects. And you need to still also rectify the Dashamsa chart. Now that is much easier, because if I gave you this nice tips to rectify Navamsha, you will have only 2 options in Dashamsa. Then see what is in 2nd, 6th and 10th, because these jobs you had in the past, their planets signature will be in those houses. If you did business, see this 7th lord. This should reflect, for example, if you were working in restaurants, then Moon, Mars, Yoga will be there related to the 7th lord. Okay, so let's see our chart of professional boxer. We have only Saturn there related to the 10th lord. It is not showing up. We need to have at least Saturn, Mars for boxing. For wrestling, I have seen either Saturn alone. Many times I have seen Saturn and Venus, probably because there is a lot of entertaining factor involved in wrestling. But definitely for muscles, for the body, we need the Saturn. So then Mars is lacking. What we are doing now, and this is our last point, to find the proper yoga formation, which means how the planets are working together as a chemical balance. Because also in this chemical reactions, we see that the essence is changed. So one planet is giving totally different results than two planets being together. For example, Venus, Mars, or Venus alone can give more into that Rajas scenario, but Venus, Saturn, Ketu is totally different. It goes into the tapashvi, or renunciate, the sage, the celibate, the monk. After some time, you need to be exposed to how these planets are working together. This will also reflect how the situation is coming up in that office environment. So you can also use that to see the dynamics, especially if you connect it to the dasha. Do we have the other part of the yoga? Is the Mars lurking somewhere there? Yes. And now we have the graha drishti, the planetary aspect, because that is forming the proper yoga. For that, however, you need to have mutual graha drishti, or mutual planetary aspect. So Mars has to aspect Saturn, Mars aspect whatever's in the fourth from them, Saturn has to aspect Mars in reverse, Saturn aspects the 10th from its placement. So exactly that situation is coming up in the Dashamsa, which is proving that the Dashamsa is the final confirmation for that person to be the boxer. If that person, or you as a boxer, will come to me, then we would have those rasi filter, Navamsha filter, and then also in the Dashamsa, all those points must be there. So we have like a triple confirmation. If you don't have these Varga charts, you are still guessing to a large extent. So if you will apply all those steps, your effectiveness to get to that proper job, proper profession is much, much higher. Just by employing the Navamsha, properly rectifying it with the proper dasha, and seeing the proper dynamic between the planets to describe the profession, you are in so much better position to see what you can really do to be happy and get successes in your profession. I hope this was helpful, and if you see similar methodology, then please consider watching this one.